Hi all, Randy Roth here. Hey, what are the dangers of believing in the view that you believe in? So, what are the dangers of believing in a rapture? What are the dangers of believing in post-trib view? What is the dangers of believing in preterism? Today we're going to discuss that. We'll start with preterism because, if you believe that everything was accomplished and fulfilled in 70 AD, then, when you're confronted with a mark such as what Bill Gates is proposing, that you can't buy and sell without, what do you do with that? Do you tell people, oh, it's okay, because that happened in 70 AD? I understand that there was some sort of certificate given to, back in the time of the Romans, for some people that they couldn't buy and sell unless they had that certificate. But I'm quite certain that that was not worldwide and an isolated thing. However, it is coming right down the pike as far as not being able to buy or sell without having a quantum ID chip in your right hand or forehead. What happens if that you're confronted with that idea and your view does not allow for that to happen while you're here? For instance, if you believe that there's going to be a pre-trib rapture, what happens when you're confronted with the fact that you cannot buy or sell without having this RFID in your body? And you say, oh, well, that's not the mark of the beast because the rapture hasn't happened yet, and that's part of the sequence of events, and therefore I'm going to go get this identification because that's I'm saved. I'm once saved, always saved. And, the devil cannot pluck me out of his hand. God is faithful, but that doesn't mean man is. Often I ask, well, why? What is the danger of a post-trib view? And the only time somebody's ever said something is they say, oh, well, if you believe that he's not coming till the very end, then you have this opportunity to live a lascivious life, and you can just make it right at the end. And it's like, that's contrary to what Peter says in 2 Peter 3:10 through 18, where he tells us why we are to live righteous and godly lives is because the heavens are going to be destroyed. So anyways, Jesus and Paul both tell us, they say that there is a reason to take heed that no man deceive us in this, concerning this. So if the post-tribber, all they have is basically nothing, I mean, it's a win-win situation. If they're wrong, then they get raptured with all the rest of them. I know a lot of pre-tribbers say, well, if you don't believe in it, then it's not going to happen for you. And it's like, oh, well, that sounds like Santa Claus to me. If you don't believe in Santa Claus, well, then he's not going to bring you any presents. I mean, the fact is that whoever is God's own is going to be forevermore with him at the time that he, we're caught up together with him, the resurrection of the dead. So, back to the focus on both Jesus and Paul tell us, take heed that no man deceive us concerning the end times. So, there's going to be a mass deception. If the idea is post-trib, then there's no danger. Everybody gets raptured anyways. However, if the concern is pre-trib, and that is the great deception, then loads of implications are now fall into play, because the foolish virgins don't have the oil to maintain, to make it to the end. It's only the wise virgins that have the oil that make it through the time of the mark of the beast, that make it through tribulation and persecution. Jesus says of the stony soil that they have no mindset for tribulation and persecution, and when it comes, they immediately stumble. Well, if you were to immediately stumble in the time of the mark of the beast, that means you'd go get the mark. There is no return, there is no repentance opportunity for that anymore. You've made your decision. It's a sin that you don't get to go back on. There's every implication that you can't just cut off your right hand and just say, well, my right hand's offending me, I'm going to cut it off. There might be that, but are you going to gamble your eternal life on that idea? So there's other dangers. I mean, we have and when the Red Curtain fell in China, the Christians there, they were taught by the Inland China Mission that this idea of a pre-trib rapture, and they all thought, well, it's not going to happen to us because the rapture will happen first. And in the 1930s, when the Red Curtain fell, many turned in their brethren for a lighter sentence, so they wouldn't experience the tribulation that they went through, or experiencing. They wouldn't be imprisoned for their faith. They wouldn't be tortured. In China, they have a reputation for serious torture. I mean, they'll line up the Christians on the road and roll over their legs with a steamroller. I mean, if they're a Christian, that's is just sickening. And yet, that's not the Great Tribulation. Really? Paul tells the Thessalonians, he recognizes the Great Tribulation that they're going through in 2 Thessalonians 1, and that's why he tells them in chapter 2 that the day of the Lord of Christ and our returning, our gathering unto him will not happen until two things happen. One, the falling away, and the man of perdition revealed. They correlate that falling away and the man of perdition. So the mark of the beast and the man of perdition, they correlate. And what's going to be the falling away? Well, I can't feed my child. I have to go. He's screaming. He's hungry. I need to go get the mark so I can feed my kid. So many people think that, that's never going to happen to us. We're not going to have to make that choice. Really, why do you think you're on earth? It's to make a choice of who you're going to follow. So, anyways, hope this is helpful. Take care. God bless.